Hi there, this is Dr. Miller, and I want to go over our first photo assignment. You're going to find all of your assignments over here under this tab, Assignments. And so this was the syllabus assignment. I want to thank everybody for getting that done. And this is the photo assignment number one. We'll have several photo assignments in the class, but if you click on this, then you're going to find some content, you're going to find some directions, and ultimately you will find the place to submit this assignment. That is not currently available right now, but we don't have to worry about that. This is the content that I originally came up with, 10 tips to improve your photos. And you can read this, but what you probably really want to do is watch the video. And there's two versions of the video, this one and this one on YouTube. And the reason I did it on YouTube is because if you have a YouTube account, you can put it in your playlist or favorite it, and then you can come back to it without actually going into Blackboard. So these are the directions for photo assignment number one, and this video that we're in right now will detail some of that. But what I did was I put all the directions in here, but at the same time I have created a downloadable Word version of the same thing. So right now I'm going to just go ahead. I've already got this open on my desktop. And what I've done was I've actually added some of my own photos in here so you can see exactly what I'm trying to get. So for the purposes of this assignment and all these photo assignments, you're actually going to create a document and you will submit that document. Don't submit 5 different photos or 10 different photos, but put them in the document and then submit the document. And you can either use Microsoft Word or you can use Microsoft PowerPoint as that document. Now you can create the document just by opening up Word, and then you can copy all this text and paste it in there if you want, or you can just go to that place that I showed you right here on photo assignments and just download it directly to your desktop. Let's go ahead, and what you're going to do is you will submit the photos, and you're going to write a little description of what the photo is and what you're trying to do when you're taking the photo. Of course, right now this is the first one, so there's not going to be a whole lot of intent here, but nevertheless we want to get in the habit of documenting what we're trying to do with our photographs. So for this first exercise, it's really very simple. You're going to submit 5 photographs. That's it. And I don't want you to edit the photographs in any way. Just take them from your camera, download them to your computer. By the way, let me know if you are unaware of how to do that, and I can step you through that. But you probably know that already. And then create your document, or use the one I've provided. What you want to do is in that document you want to put your name and what camera you have. And this is really, really important because when I teach this class, I have so many people that have very different cameras. Some of them much more sophisticated than others. I've had people turn in photographs that were taken with their cell phones, and there are times when that's appropriate. What I'm asking you to do for this is 5 photographs, and I'm going to describe what they are, and I'm going to show you an example. Now, the first type of photo is called a landscape. In a landscape photography, it doesn't mean just the countryside or looking down the road. It really just means anything that's out there that really doesn't qualify for one of these other types of photos. So you can kind of start with the idea that pretty much everything's a landscape to a certain extent. What I would ask you to do is to actually insert your photo in the document. And you can do that by going up to Insert, and then you click on Picture, and then you're going to find the picture on your computer and stick it in there. Or you can actually cut and paste the picture in here if you wish. Don't make these small. When you put a photo into Word or PowerPoint, if you click on the photo, you can do some things, and one of them is you can decrease or increase the size of the photo. So don't make these real tiny because I have to look at them, and I would appreciate if you made them approximately this size. So here is my landscape that I've submitted here, and this is my description: traffic, downtown Baltimore. And indeed, that's what it is. Now, if you notice, this is actually a vertical photograph, up and down, not a horizontal landscape photo. Don't get confused about the orientation and the type of photo. There is a landscape orientation, which means that it is wider than it is tall. And there is a vertical orientation, which means taller than wide. So this is a landscape in its genre, in other words, what it's showing, but it's a vertical landscape. Okay, the next type is a portrait, and a portrait is either a single person or a small group of people, and you're really focusing in on the people. So when you do a photograph, it really means that the portrait subject is going to be very dominant, and that the other extraneous kind of stuff you want to minimize. So here is the portrait that I'm submitting here, and this is my wife Mary. Now this isn't a formal portrait in the sense of getting made up and sitting down and having professional lighting like you might do if you went to Olin Mills, or Walmart has photo portrait type setups as well. But this is just the type of photograph it is a portrait, because it's one individual who is the dominant subject, and that is the intent of the photograph. So this is Mary, and my description is Mary on the beach in South Carolina, and I wanted to show her in a natural setting. So she probably doesn't like that I've picked this photograph because she's going to say her hair's all messed up, but I kind of like the photo anyway. Okay, photo number 3, and this could be a close-up, and in the past some of the students have struggled with this a little bit, but it really means that you are going in on something and making it typically bigger than life or close to it. So in this particular photograph, I have a close-up of some rocks, and this is in a much bigger setting. It was a Japanese Zen garden, but I just selected a portion of this and took the photograph this way. By the way, this is a pretty good example of the rule of thirds. You notice that the main rock isn't sitting right here exactly in the middle, but it's actually kind of positioned over here in the quadrant. When you watch the videos that I've provided you, the particular video for photo assignment 1, the 10 tips, one of the tips is using the rule of thirds. This is a pretty good example of that. So I wanted to show the beauty of simplicity, and that's really what a Zen garden is attempting to do. Action photograph, and this is where people are moving or the subject is moving, and there's all kinds of things like sports. In this photograph, I took this at Riverbend, the music festival here in Chattanooga a year or so ago, and this is a group from Nashville called Los Straitjackets, and they are very, very energetic. So I wanted to kind of capture them in their performance. Yes, they do wear Mexican wrestling masks and they play surf music, but they're really a great band. So what I've said on this: surf rock band Los Straitjackets playing at Riverbend. And I wanted to document how weird these guys are, and then I make the comment that you really have to listen to their music to understand how good they are. Alright, so the 5th photo, and you're only turning in 5, is what I call your choice, and you can just pick whatever you want. So the one I stuck in here was this photograph, and this is taken at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center in Austin, Texas. I've used this rock wall here to frame the rest of the photograph, which is displaying some of the garden areas at the LBJ Wildflower Center. It's a pretty cool place. All right, so this is a simple assignment. You turn in 5 photos, make sure you write a description and what you were trying to do, and you get full credit for the assignment. I will make no judgment on the quality of the photos. I will make some comments on them, but that's pretty much it. So go ahead and start taking your photographs.